Hello there, I'm that Gaymer guy, and it is that time of year again. The most wicked-full time of the year. We are in October now, and the countdown to Halloween has officially begun, hence the new Halloween backdrop. Looking down the viewfinder, you can't really see it, but these are little skeleton lights, and hopefully this pumpkin hasn't rotted away by the time I go to carve it. We shall see. But anyways, it's Halloween time, and if you've been subscribed for a while, then you'll know that last Halloween I did a childhood film fears video. If you haven't seen that, then I'll leave a link down below and on the screen somewhere. And this year I wanted to do something similar in the form of childhood game fears. That is to say, video game moments from non-horror games that as a child scared the absolute shit out of me. Not literally, maybe literally. So hopefully you'll be able to relate to some of these. I was quite a cowardly child, but some of these entries are indeed the stuff of nightmares. So my first childhood game fear is Banjo-Kazooie. Yes, for the most part this game is fun for all the family, but other than how scarily difficult it can be sometimes, there is one level that as a child made me uneasy, and that is Mad Monster Mansion. Okay, hear me out. So, as the cowardly child that I was, if something was horror themed, even if it wasn't intended to be scary, I was instantly braced to be scared. So you'll see that with Mad Monster Mansion and the next couple of entries in this list, the slightest thing was enough to make me scared. I guess it's the equivalent of happy or sad music playing in a film to tell you when to laugh or when to cry. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Regardless, there were lots of little things in the level Mad Monster Mansion that I did not like. The music for one was noticeably scarier than the rest of the game, but for me what I didn't like was the... this sounds so stupid saying it. There's like these ghost enemies that laugh as they attack you. It's not even a scary laugh. I don't know why I was scared of this. But that's my first entry. Okay, so my second childhood game fear is Super Mario 64. Once again, I'm referring to a specific level, this time being Big Boo's Haunt. So we've got another horror-themed level with spooky music and again with ghosts that laugh as they attack you, but there is one specific part of this level that is enough to even scare an adult. So in each Super Mario 64 level there's 8 red coins. If you find all 8 you get a power star. One of the 8 red coins on this level is hidden in plain sight behind a piano. But when you go to get the red coin... It looks kind of silly now, but imagine being an 8-year-old child and facing that jump scare. It's kind of like the Nintendo equivalent of Five Nights at Freddy's. So my first two entries on this list were both rated as being suitable for all ages. But now we're starting to progress into the PG games, the hardcore scares. My third childhood game fear is Gex Enter the Gecko. So this is definitely going to be the least known game on this list. I don't know many people that have played the Gex series, which is weird because it was a massive platformer series at the time. But in this game there are a series of levels under the name of Scream TV. These are once again horror themed, but as this game is PG, the horror elements have been turned up just a notch.
This place is...
The music is definitely creepier. The levels are much darker than the rest of the game. For me, the enemies were what scared me the most, especially an enemy that was based off Chucky from Child's Play. So whenever I played one of these levels, I did my best to get through it as quickly as possible. Okay, and my fourth childhood game fear is Abes Oddysee. And this entry is twofold. So my mum used to play video games as well, and from a young age I would watch her play them. One day she started playing Abes Oddysee. Abes Oddysee came out in '97, so I was 6 years old. And even before the game had begun, I was scared. If you've played Abes Oddysee, you'll know that at the title menu, you can press different buttons to make Abe say and do different things. And for whatever reason, I found Abe himself to be truly terrifying.
Hello.
So much so that I remember at first hiding behind the sofa and then running out of the room crying. I just found it really scary. But I guess when I was a bit older, one day I started playing Abe by myself. I was no longer scared of Abe, and whilst there were a few atmospheric parts at the beginning of the game, it wasn't anything that I couldn't deal with. That was until I encountered the Scrabs. I mean, whoever designed these creatures, bravo. Not only are they scary in the noises they make, they're scary because for the most part of the game, you can't kill them. You simply have to run away from them whilst they chase you screaming. So instead of doing that, I would just cheat code my way further into the game, and you know what, to this day I don't think I've ever fully completed Abes Oddysee. Okay, so my fifth childhood game fear is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So as I mentioned in the previous video, Ocarina of Time was the first game I ever played. And what other way to cement my gaming fears than with this game? There were lots of things I was scared of in this game. Stalfos. Pose. And the bottom of the well, of course. But none of these are quite so scarred into my memory than my first encounter with a Re-Dead. So this disturbing looking enemy paralyses you with fear by screaming at you, and then when it's shuffled close enough to you, literally squeezes the life out of you. Is there a more infamous enemy in gaming? I think not. So those were my childhood game fears. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave your childhood game fears down in the comments. Hopefully I'm not alone on some of mine. And with that, I'll say goodbye. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. I also write a gaming blog, which I'll leave a link to down below. And if there's anything gaming, geek or LGBT related that you'd like me to discuss in a future video, then please leave your suggestions down in the comments. Hope to see you guys next time, but until then...